A warm greeting. Today is Sunday, October 19, 2025. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. As of the time of this recording, it's 6:30 p.m. local time in the Caribbean, where throughout the rest of the week we'll continue closely monitoring the evolution of Invest 98, which is very likely to eventually strengthen into Tropical Storm or Hurricane Melissa. This tropical wave has already moved across the Lesser Antilles, bringing heavy rain today from Guadeloupe down to Trinidad and Tobago. However, starting tomorrow, weather conditions will begin to improve across the region. In the satellite animation, we can see how broad the moisture field of Invest 98 is, and it's moving rather quickly toward the west. It will pass well to the south of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, but the forecast becomes complex starting Wednesday, as there are different scenarios regarding its future track. Unfortunately, Invest 98 has now entered the Caribbean Sea, meaning that it will eventually affect some land area directly, although we still don't know exactly whether that will be the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba, Jamaica, or parts of Central America. Our main concern with this system is that future Tropical Storm Melissa is expected to slow down dramatically and remain nearly stationary over this area for several days, providing very favorable conditions for an extreme rainfall and flooding event across parts of the Greater Antilles. Beginning midweek, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Jamaica, and eastern Cuba should be alert for the potential of flooding. Another concern is that the Caribbean Sea currently has sea surface temperatures above 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit, which not only supports significant strengthening of the future cyclone, but also means that areas to the right of the circulation could experience a deep inflow of tropical moisture from Central and South America and the Caribbean, leading to historic rainfall totals across the region. In terms of track, specialized models show a westward motion over the next 72 hours. From Wednesday through the weekend, these models keep the system nearly stationary southeast of Jamaica. None of them currently bring the system near Puerto Rico, but later I'll show why it's still important for us to monitor its evolution. When looking at the global models, all show westward movement for the next 3 days, but then they diverge into two main scenarios. One, supported by the German and European models, takes the system westward, and the other, supported by the American model, the European AI model, and Google's model, takes it northward across Haiti and the Dominican Republic, an outcome that could be catastrophic for the region. Even though this scenario does not bring the cyclone directly over Puerto Rico, the island would be close enough to experience deep tropical moisture streaming northward from the Caribbean, potentially triggering significant flooding. In this image, we can see the three main scenarios. All agree on the next 3 days of westward movement, but afterward, they diverge, one northeastward track across Hispaniola, another over Jamaica and eastern Cuba, and another much farther west toward Honduras and Nicaragua. What we do know is that we'll be tracking this system for over a week, and unfortunately, each of these scenarios poses a high risk for different parts of the Caribbean. Ultimately, future Tropical Storm Melissa will likely produce extreme rainfall and flooding somewhere between the Greater Antilles and Central America. For instance, the ensemble of Google's AI model shows most members turning the system toward Haiti in about 4 days, while others keep it stalled in the Caribbean before drifting west-southwest toward northern Nicaragua and eastern Honduras. In that scenario, the outlook worsens for Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti. In contrast, the westward scenario poses higher risks for the Dominican Republic, Haiti, eastern Cuba, Jamaica, and parts of Nicaragua and Honduras, and could later become a problem if it reaches the western Caribbean. Meanwhile, the ensemble of the European model mostly favors the westward track, with several members taking the system near northern Honduras and indicating a high potential for the development of a powerful hurricane in that area due to extremely favorable conditions for intensification. As for the American model ensemble, there's no clear consensus. Some tracks go over Hispaniola, others over Jamaica and eastern Cuba, and others move into the western Caribbean. Now, let's look at the deterministic runs and the worst-case scenario in each model. Starting with the American model, it's the most aggressive, showing tropical depression formation by Tuesday afternoon or evening. In this scenario, the system moves north-northeastward, and the latest run depicts a Category 2 or 3 hurricane making landfall over southern Dominican Republic Thursday night, then continuing northeastward through the weekend, producing several days of intense rainfall across the northeastern Caribbean. This would be the worst-case scenario for the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, as between Thursday and Friday, a surge of deep tropical moisture from the Caribbean and South America would move toward the northeast Caribbean, potentially causing an extreme rainfall and flooding event. Under this scenario, the American model projects rainfall totals exceeding 700 millimeters, over 12 inches, for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, with the heaviest rainfall occurring from Thursday through Monday. On the other hand, the European model shows the system remaining stationary for several days south-southeast of Jamaica, eventually moving toward Nicaragua and Honduras, taking 9 to 10 days to develop into a tropical depression before strengthening and moving across Cuba and the Bahamas. In this case, deep moisture would affect Hispaniola, Jamaica, and Cuba, with rainfall totals of 200 to 300 millimeters, 8 to 12 inches, over the next week. The German model shows the system nearly stationary southeast of Jamaica, and intensifying into a Category 2 or 3 hurricane, bringing heavy rainfall of 200 to 300 millimeters, 8 to 12 inches, to Jamaica, Cuba, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic. Meanwhile, the European AI model closely resembles the American one, taking the system into southern Haiti between Wednesday and Thursday and then northeastward across the Dominican Republic. Like the American model, it projects significant rainfall across the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands, with totals between 200 and 300 millimeters, 7 to 12 inches. In summary, here's what we know. First, Invest 98 will very likely become Tropical Storm Melissa by mid or late week as it moves south of Haiti. Starting Wednesday, we'll have to closely watch what happens with the system. One possible scenario takes it northeastward, bringing extreme rainfall to Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic between Thursday and Sunday. Another keeps it stationary southeast of Jamaica before turning toward eastern Cuba, causing significant rainfall over Hispaniola, Cuba, and Jamaica. A third scenario takes it farther west, eventually moving into the western Caribbean, posing flooding threats for Hispaniola, Cuba, Jamaica, Nicaragua, and Honduras. In short, and unfortunately, virtually all models indicate that the Dominican Republic and Haiti are almost certain to experience heavy rainfall from midweek into next weekend, while impacts in Puerto Rico, Cuba, Jamaica, and Central America will depend on the system's eventual path. That's why I mentioned at the beginning of the video that, sadly, someone in the Caribbean will face a potentially catastrophic event. It's crucial that everyone across Central America and the Caribbean continues to monitor Invest 98 closely. You know my commitment is to keep you informed, so please share this video with others so they can stay informed as well. Under this special coverage, I'll be recording at least 2 videos per day and also doing live broadcasts starting tomorrow, Monday. To make sure you don't miss any updates, please like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell so you'll be alerted when new videos are posted. I hope everyone has an excellent evening. See you tomorrow.